Now we're headed over to 745 Poplar Road to see the new facility, so stay with us. Welcome to our third segment of Piedmont Newnan Hospital Then and Now. Now we're in the lobby in the middle of construction at the new facility with Michael. And this, I understand, is the last area to be finished?
It is.
And why is that?
Well, being the front entrance, certainly a lot of traffic through this area throughout the construction project. A lot of very fine finishes here, and we wanted to wait until the very end to do that. The rest of the hospital fairly well finished, but don't want any damage in this area.
This is going to be so nice, and behind us we have the stone fireplace, and it's beautiful, but I understand it only took them a couple of days to lay the stone, and it looks like it's so tedious and it would take weeks or whatever, but
these guys are good.
The craftsmen
they really
know exactly
are.
what to do.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
Very good.
Tell us about the campus, the acreage of the campus, and a little bit about how and why you set up the facility exactly on this property as you did.
Okay, we have about 105 acres here. We cleared 36 or so for the facility, and we're preserving the rest as much as we can. The campus itself is located almost dead center Coweta County, and so we wanted that symbolically to say this really is for all of the county. It's at the site of a future interstate exchange, and just everything about this site was ideal.
Michael, tell us about the campus and how the building is structured on the 105 acres and maybe why you chose to place it like you did here on the property.
Okay. Well, it faces a Poplar Road. It's right next to a future interstate exchange, which we felt would be very important as this facility and the community we serve continues to grow and so forth. It's ideally located in the middle of the campus so that we have plenty of room to expand over the years, and ideal setting.
That's great. And then also this facility is LEED certified, which means it's an all-green facility. Is that correct?
Yeah, LEED, L-E-E-D, stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which means that there are a lot of factors related to that. Not only is it energy efficient, we use as much natural materials in the construction, such as the stonework, all of those things to show that we're trying to be environmentally friendly with this facility.
That's great, and I know there are very few of those, I think, in the state of Georgia. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's
very
great.
few in the southeast, actually.
That's great. Now, as we move now to our next department, we're going to see the latest in technology in women's services. We're going to see the patient room. We're going to see the operating room and the emergency department. So, are you ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, welcome to the emergency department at Piedmont Newnan Hospital, a department that you probably hope you never have to come to, right, Michael?
That's true.
To my right is the entrance for the ambulances, and then behind me are the two trauma rooms. Tell us about the trauma rooms, Michael, and what would constitute having someone in that trauma room?
The trauma room is just a larger size room that's fully equipped with all types of equipment that would be more than your typical aches and pains that we see in emergency department. This could be anything from a knife wound, gunshot wound, traffic accident, where we really need a lot of people, a lot of equipment.
Okay. And how many rooms do you have here in this facility compared to the hospital on Hospital Road?
Total capacity here is 22 examination treatment rooms plus the 2 trauma rooms. Where we are now, we have a total of 15. And so a nice increase in size.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you'll see throughout the discussion here, there are red lights positioned at several of the corners. What do those red lights really mean here?
Well, we always wanted the facility to be patient-focused, family-focused, and so forth. So throughout the facility, one would find these. And the intent is that if a patient or family member has a question about anything, you know, whether they find something or just a question, they should look for one of these fixtures, and seated at that fixture will be someone who can answer their question, direct them, and so forth. And this is throughout the facility.
That's great, because I know in a lot of large hospitals that you go into today, you don't want to interrupt a nurse, and then you don't know who to ask.
Right.
You know, so that's great. That's and it's very. I laughed earlier and said it looks like the Jetsons era. You know?
A little bit. You're right.
But it's the real,
and I remember that era well.
So do I, obviously. So Michael, where are we now?
We're in one of the operating suites, main operating suites on the second floor of the hospital. The second floor is our surgical and interventional services floor.
The entire floor?
The entire floor.
And you have 8 operating rooms.
8 main ORs.
Compared to how many now at the current facility?
Well, we have 5 at the Hospital Road campus. One of them fairly large and the other 4 a little bit smaller than that one.
So the entire floor is dedicated to surgery?
Surgery and other interventional services such as cardiac cath, interventional radiology, endoscopy, and so forth.
Now, from my understanding, I've not had the need to have surgery at Piedmont Newnan Hospital. Apparently these rooms are a lot larger than your surgery rooms.
Quite a bit larger. If you think about it, as I think I mentioned earlier, back in 1962, there wasn't much equipment in an OR that need to be, but nowadays we need a lot of room for a lot of sophisticated equipment, and these can handle it.
Well, and you can tell from the lighting and everything, but one thing that intrigued me was the Bose stereo system in the ceiling with all the speakers, because the doctors now can bring in any of their music they want. So tell me about that.
Well, I mean, historically, surgeons have liked to work to their own type of music. And it really helps them focus and do away with distractions. And so we've made sure that these operating suites have a very fine sound system for whatever type of music they want to listen to while they're doing their thing.
And I bet you can tell the type of music you hear based on what doctor's in. Can you pair that up?
No, the OR staff know. They can hear the music and say they know exactly which surgeon is in the room.
Now, is there anything else technologically here that's different, like completely different, or is it just upgraded? Well,
a lot of things. For example, you notice a lot of booms around the room, nothing on the floor. So we wanted to make sure that cables and wires, anything that normally would be on a floor in an older type technology would not be here. So we have everything from the high intensity LED lighting to the monitors where the surgeons and other staff can look at the latest in imaging and so forth. Anesthesia, everything is ceiling mounted, and it just really makes you a good wide open space.
I bet the doctors are going to love this, aren't they?
They are. This room we're in, of course, has a window
exactly.
in the back.
That helps, surely.
And let me tell you, I can imagine there's probably some kind of a lottery going on right now amongst the surgeon as to who gets the rooms with rooms with a view.
That's great. So, Michael, as we wrap up, is there anything else about the surgical floor that we may have overlooked? Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, the interventional part of it is, for example, a cardiac cath lab and interventional radiology lab, which will be right next to it. They're essentially equipped the same, identical, and that'll allow us to do a lot more procedures, a little more sophistication in terms of services we haven't been able to do here before. We'll now be able to do them.
See, that's great, because then that keeps our residents here in the community for Piedmont Newnan Hospital to serve them, rather than them having to go to Piedmont Fayette or Atlanta or wherever.
Right, the care you need close to home.
That's right. So now we're off to the 4th floor.
We are, and I'll tell you all about that very special floor.
Great, let's go. We're standing in the LDR room. Michael, what does that stand for?
Labor, delivery, and recovery. So mom labors here, delivers the baby, recovers for a couple of hours, and then the baby and mom go to a postpartum room.
That is incredible, because then you can have family members in if you want. How things have changed since I had my children.
They have, indeed.
Well, and the ceiling lights are actual surgical operating room lights, so that everything can be done right here in this one room.
Remotely controlled from the wall behind you, intensity level, where they're focused and everything. It's high tech.
And then on the far wall, this would be the head of the bed, right? And on the far wall is the big screen TV. So the mom and the family can relax while she's in labor. Yeah, that's changed too.
Yeah, that's changed too.
Since I did mine. What else is on this floor?
Well, we have 2 C-section delivery rooms, surgical suites. We also have a newborn nursery and a 6 private room NICU, neonatal intensive care unit.
Right. That is amazing. So do you expect to have more deliveries at the new facility than you have now in the current facility?
We fully expect that our deliveries will probably double within several months.
Yeah, well, that's great too, because I know a lot of young moms have not chosen Piedmont Newnan in the past, and now why not? It's state of the art, and the doctors are coming in from the other areas, so that's great news.
It is.
Good. We are now going to wrap up our NuLink special with a beautiful view. Michael, we are now on the roof of the new Piedmont Newnan Hospital. This is amazing. The view is unbelievable.
It is, isn't it? You can see the entire county, it seems like.
Yes, you can. Well, we want to thank you for taking your time to show us this wonderful facility. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
And to our viewers, we hope you have enjoyed the NuLink special presentation of Piedmont Newnan Hospital, then and now. As you can see, the sky's the limit in healthcare in our community.